Kempire is brought to you by...
Go now. Here we go now. Hey, y'all. I know. You're probably like, Kempire, at this time, at this hour? Look, when it's available, that's when I can go live, all right? Shout out to all of you that are here for our recap of a bunch of different stuff. We're going to talk about Real Housewives of London. We're going to talk about Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. We watched it together last night on Patreon. There are also some stories that I want to get into that are Real Housewives of Atlanta related. We got a couple of things that we're going to get into. I saw Shamea did an interview on V103. We got to talk about that. We got a few things to get into. But while we get into those things, don't forget to like today's video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. And for those that are not following us on Patreon, you should scan the QR code here and follow us on Patreon because I'm going live there. There's, you could join for free, but there are paid tiers where we go live. But I do free lives there. I'm doing more content there, more than like TikTok. And someone was complaining that, oh, Kempire, I wish you would do more lives here on YouTube. I do plenty of lives here on YouTube. I'm at least live 2-3 times a week on YouTube. And I'm giving you guys pre-recorded videos. Some of y'all just want, and don't realize you're getting this stuff for free. Okay, just saying. I appreciate you. You want more of me, but you're getting a lot of free content here on YouTube. Okay. But anyways, back to our shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. I see you guys. Hey, Melissa. Shout out to those you watching on Twitch as well. I see you guys. If I could pronounce your name, I would. I don't know what that is. Some of the names that you guys put together, I'm like, is that all one word? Carlin, I see you. Okay. Yes, Amina, there is an app for Patreon, but you can also access it via their website as well. Exactly. Savannah says, you're always on YouTube, Kemp. Hi, Kemp. Yes, I know. That's what I'm like. Just because you guys don't see the content doesn't mean that the content's not there. A lot of you rely on the algorithm to let you know when my content is available. Even if you're subscribed, you're waiting on your Explorer page to let you know I posted a video. Your Explorer page is what YouTube decides to share with you. So if you really want to see everything that's happening here on my channel, you have to come to the channel, okay? I do repost on Patreon. On Patreon, you don't have to worry about that because you're paying for that, and anything I post is going to show up and notified. You're going to get notified. Some of y'all are going to come in like, YouTube didn't notify me. Well, that's not going to happen on over there at Patreon. Just saying. But like I said, I haven't left YouTube. I'm still here on YouTube. I'm still giving you more content on YouTube than I do on Patreon. Just saying. I just wanted to clear that on up. All right. Blanca says, yay, my first live, like your first live, meaning like your first ever being here live with us. Well, welcome, Blanca, y'all. I always like that name, Blanca. I'm very particular about names. Okay. Before we get into the end of the episode, can I say this? Have you ever had a dream where you did not want to wake up? I think I met the love of my life. I don't know if he was a billionaire though. whoa. I don't know if he was a billionaire, but he had my heart in that dream. I was like, and then when I woke up, I was like, damn, I want to go back to the dream. Have you ever had a dream like that? I've had a dream like that before, but it was like a long time ago. I haven't had a dream like that in a long time. But last night, that dream was dreaming. Okay. I was like, and you know what it is? I couldn't even tell you what the person looked like. It was about the feeling. You know what I mean? Stay smiling all day, says Kempire came in reading. It's very quick. No, I'm just being honest. I don't think it's reading when I'm telling you guys the facts of the situation, right? Kempire, you and these glasses are taking me out. Why? Why are they taking you out? These are also Jade Black. They're not sponsored. I mean, they used to be sponsors here on the channel, but that was years ago. And I found them, when you move, you start finding things that you have. I have so many pairs of sunglasses, so why not? Why not? All right, wear my Knicks jersey as well. Okay. All right. Jeff says, yes, I had a dream that I met the Rock at the gas station. Well, damn. Well, no, the person, whoever this person is, because I could not tell you what they looked like. I just remember the feeling of like a loving feeling, like, not even butterflies in your stomach, but maybe a little bit. I was like, let me get back to sleep. I need to find my man. All right. Thank you, Dappa. Dappa says, love the sunglasses. Thank you. All right. It's better to look at these sunglasses than my style. Okay. Fitted up on a Tuesday. That's right. Right. I can't believe it's Tuesday. Anyway, this is going to be like a mini Tuesday takeover. I know you guys love our Tuesday takeover. This will be a mini Tuesday takeover. Just so much stuff to get into. But be sure to share today's live. Be sure to share everything that we're doing. And be sure to like today's video as well. All right. Cindy says, I keep a journal next to my bed, like writing my dreams down. I really should do that. And I do have plenty of journals. I don't even have journals next to my bed. I should just do that. But I woke up feeling like, oh my God, I want to go back to sleep so I can get back to that dream. No luck. I was up for the rest of the day. But I remembered it and I said, I can't wait to tell you guys I met the love of my life in my dream. I will say this. I do have a lot of, quote, deja vu. And I do feel like some things that I've dreamed have come to fruition. So this is why I'm saying it to you guys. So later on, because sometimes I'll forget things and you guys remember everything. Okay. So I said, let me mention it to you guys, but also here, if you guys have had that experience as well, where you had a dream and you just did not want to wake up from that dream. And it doesn't have to be about, meeting the love of your life or, a love relationship. It could be like maybe a family member that's passed on that comes into your dream. That means that this is what they say, that family member actually was nearby. Just saying. Boy, hold on. What did boy say? Go take a nap, Kempire. I believe it can happen again. Well, I'm here with you now. And if I take a nap now, I won't be able to sleep tonight. It's 4:00 here in New York City. All right. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I will start with Real Housewives of London. Are you guys even watching it? It feels like Bravo is not promoting this show at all, right? It doesn't feel like they mentioned it. They haven't. Look, I get it. They're not going to feature any of the women on Watch What Happens Live because, that means flying them over and that kind of thing and paying for that. And right now their budget's tight, allegedly. And they just had a premiere party for our Ultimate Girls Trip. The focus is on Ultimate Girls Trip. And if it's not an Andy Cohen production, I really feel like he doesn't care. Even though it's an offshoot of Real Housewives, it's not his production. He doesn't have any say over it. So I think that's part of the reason why. But they don't promote it at all. At all. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that they need to do heavy promotion, but Lord, mention it or something. Have, some of the ladies come on over to Watch What Happens Live just to mention it. And it actually is a good season. Because I watched it when I was in Ireland. Remember when I was in Ireland? That's when I caught up on London. I watched the entire thing. And now I'm watching it again, and it feels like I'm watching it fresh because there's certain details that I don't remember. This is why representation matters. Karen, who I met at BravoCon, oh my gosh, when it first went to Vegas. So not the last BravoCon, the BravoCon before that. I met her then because she's Lisa Milan's friend. So Lisa introduced me to her and Listra. And she was lovely. Jamaicans, when we get together, it's all one love. But I know she also was on another reality show over there in the UK. What was it? Was it Cheshire? Was she on Cheshire? You guys know better than me. Okay. Wait, no shade. Real Housewives of London probably because it looks kind of cheap and low quality filming. Which version are you watching? It looks cheap in comparison? I don't think so. It definitely is not giving cheap, right? Cindy says Karen buying plantains was the best. This is why I said representation matters, because I literally was just watching, I think this was this week's episode or last week's episode. I don't even know, because I don't even know when it airs. I keep forgetting when it airs. Jersey. Oh, yeah, she was on, Alexa says that Karen was on Jersey, Real Housewives of Jersey in the UK, right? Okay. She was on, Danny says she was on Cheshire and Jersey, because she probably was on Cheshire because she also knows Lisa, who I met, who's on Cheshire. All right, I've digressed. But the reason why I say representation matters was because watching this episode where she goes to Brixton, which I've been to Brixton a couple of times. Shout out to London. I love London. I would love to bring our live show back to London. We had such a great time. Danny Wade was there. I got to meet Danny Wade. I met Danny the first time I came to London, because Danny came to our meetup in the park. But when she went to Brixton, I said, this is so nice, because if she wasn't on this cast, it wouldn't really show the many sides of London. And London, very much like New York, is a melting pot. There's so much, like, typical British food is not what you go to London for. You're going there really for the many cuisines that you can get there. And like, was it Borough Market? That was the first time I've had Iraqi food, is when I went to Borough Market. So I loved seeing Karen go to Brixton, which is I took Grace report to Brixton. I said, Grace, we're going to Brixton. And she's still talking about the Jamaican food that we had there. We had a good old time at Grace report, hanging out in Brixton. And there's just so many different things in Brixton that you can do. But the food is my favorite part. When I went the last time, I got a beef patty. Oh, my God, it was so good. And even the beef patties I get here in the United States, they're good. But for me, when I went to Brixton, it was like having a beef patty when I went to Jamaica. Just the quality was just very different. So seeing Karen represent that for the show, because London really is a melting pot of so many different cultures and religions and things like that, it was really nice to see that. Very much like on some of the reality shows that we cover and talk about here in the United States, we have a situation of microaggressions. I talked about this before because we have been talking about Real Housewives of London here and there during our Tuesday takeover. I know, I'm making you hungry, Kay, because I could go for a beef patty right now. But my Chinese medicine doctor said spicy food is not good for the stomach. So I said, I can't have it right now. So okay. But rewinding back, seeing her go to Brixton and show that side, I thought was so important. But like I said, there is also, and I almost forgot about this, but I didn't forget about it, Panthea just keeps coming for everybody. And Karen calls her out for being narcissistic. And she called her narcissistic, and Panthea could not let that go. And then she questioned Karen being a lady. And then she made it seem like Karen only became a lady when she got married to the husband that she married to. So what are we going to say about you, Panthea? But here's the thing, the microaggression of it all. Oh, Karen only became a lady marrying the man she married. But what about you? Who were you before you married your husband? Panthea. I will say this, though. Panthea is the reason to watch Real Housewives of London, because she's one of those people that's in everything, starting everything with everyone. But the microaggressions towards Karen was like, oh, what's happening here? They end up going for a walk and having a conversation. But that's always going to stick in the back of my mind. And I'm sure that's always going to stick in the back of Karen's mind. But Karen probably is also used to some of this behavior, probably from other women in the UK. Exactly. RC said, I liked how Karen handled her, though. Yeah, because Karen called her out for being a narcissist. Karen called her out for, it's always about you. You're always coming for other women. Because at this particular point, I don't even know what episode this was. Episode 3, 4. Karen was like, you came for this one, that one. She's still coming after Amanda. She still doesn't believe that Amanda did anything in regards to gaining her wealth. She believes that she married up. I think Panthea is projecting her own insecurities on these other women. I'm not saying that these women didn't marry well. I'm not saying that Amanda, maybe that's how she really gained her fortune. It wasn't her own maybe necessary business moves. However, Panthea makes it seem like she did it herself kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I feel like she's projecting these feelings towards the other women, because at this point, this is the third person she's come after and is talking about these different rumors. First, it was Juliet 1. Juliet 2 hasn't come on yet. Then it was Amanda, and she just says things out of left field. Do we know her birthday? Is she a Virgo? Virgos, calm down. I don't know. I just want to know, because sometimes Virgos speak what they're thinking, and they shouldn't all the time. But she could also be something else. Can someone look it up? I do think she's good for the show, though, because you need a personality like that. And for those that aren't watching Real Housewives of London, you also get an appearance from Caroline Stanbury. You get a couple of appearances from Caroline Stanbury during this season. I don't know if you get any in season 2, but you definitely get. Oh, she's a Gemini? Well, that makes sense too. Bergie says that she's a Gemini. That makes sense too. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Latanya says, please don't be a Pisces. Well, all right, let's pay some bills. I'll be right back, y'all. This episode is sponsored by Vinted. So if you've been following along, you know I'm in the middle of a move right now, and nothing makes you confront your own closet like packing it into boxes. I found pieces I haven't touched in over a year, maybe 2. Stuff I've kept telling myself I'd find an occasion for. And at some point during this move, you just have to be honest with yourself. That's not clothing, that's clutter. And don't nobody love clutter. Instead of just donating everything or letting it sit in a bin at the new place, I'm actually about to start listing some of it on Vinted. Vinted is a secondhand app that makes it easy for everyday people, not resellers, just people like me and you, to sell pre-loved fashion and actually earn something back for it. From what I've seen, listing is genuinely simple. A few photos, a quick description, and it's up. And once something sells, Vinted generates the prepaid shipping label for you. So there's no separate trip to the post office trying to figure out packaging. That's honestly what makes me feel like that I'll actually follow through this time, instead of letting the pile sit there for another month. That's the part that really got me, though. There are no seller fees. So whatever pieces sell for, that's what you keep. Every dollar, which in the middle of a move with hundreds of other expenses, feels like a genuinely useful way to make some of this decluttering pay for itself instead of just being a chore. So, have you looked in your own closet lately? If there's stuff sitting in there you know you're never wearing again, download the Vinted app for free and start listing. With no seller fees, you keep every dollar you earn, and for a limited time, enjoy free shipping in the US on Vinted. I'll let you know how my own closet clean out goes. That's Vinted. Download the app today. And we're back. Shout out to Vinted for being one of our sponsors here on the channel. We appreciate their support. I did see the Anna Marie story. I just highlighted it so we can talk about it in just a second, because the comment section, we're going to talk about this, y'all, because y'all gotta start reading more. I just want to say that y'all got to start reading more. You got to start doing a little bit more research in regards to on the law, how these things are handled. We'll talk about it in just a second, but we were just talking about Real Housewives of London. Have you guys been watching it? I enjoyed it when I first watched it. I literally just caught up today because I wanted to talk about it for our little mini Tuesday takeover. Like I said to you, my favorite part was seeing Karen go to Brixton. It just reminded me of when I went to Brixton. I actually got recognized in Brixton while I was on a tour in Brixton, which was really cool. But the food in Brixton is great. If you really want just a feeling of the Caribbean, that's the perfect spot to go to. Now I want to go and get some food next time I'm in London. And it really is a quick trip to the southern part of London. So shout out to everyone in Brixton. What else happened in this episode? Oh, shout out to Nessie. I was reminded, and I already told you that Nessie, she seems more like the Cynthia of the group. Like, she lives a very fabulous life, but she's not trying to fight with everybody. She, and if you want to talk about people that have their own and built their own business, we got to talk about Nessie. So she's hosting the ladies in that very, very posh part of the UK, the Cult Walls or something like that. I can't pronounce it. But she has her own, estate there, and she's hosting the ladies. She's playing the piano for them. She's got these, beautiful cars picking them up. She had them helicoptered in. Fabulous. So that's why when you guys say cheaply filmed, I'm like, are we watching the same show? None of these ladies are giving cheap. Maybe you're just not used to seeing this type of show or seeing England like this. Remember, England also was like older architecture. So you're not going to be seeing a lot of this, crazy modern buildings and things. I mean, you will, if you go to London, you will see a lot of modern stuff. But there are also these parts of London that are historical and have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. So, okay. All right. Exactly, Danny. Let me save your comment, because Danny, our resident attorney, y'all got to be very careful especially when talking about DV cases on what comes out from them. Let's not say that someone lied. Okay, but anyway. Me too, Latasha. Latasha says, I love historical architecture. If you're not, look, Bravo's not paying me. You already know. Apparently, Bravo's not paying them either because why aren't they promoting Real Housewives of London on some level? Here's the thing, too. They've gotten to the point where they're always showing things now on Bravo as opposed to just showing it on Peacock. And I kind of don't like that anymore. You know what I mean? Even when we talk about Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, I liked it when it was just on Peacock because they would release 2-3 episodes at a time. Now it's like you got to wait for it to air on Bravo, and now the next day we're going to get it on Peacock. Don't nobody want that. Like, give us the first 2 episodes of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip because honestly, it was lackluster. Anyone else? I watched it 3 times. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. I watched it 3 times, and I'm still bored. I'm bored. Look, I get it. Some of you are going to be entertained by it. You like the nostalgia. I felt like, okay, we're just going to jump right on into Ultimate Girls Trip. Let's go. let's go. How would you guys rate the Ultimate Girls Trip premiere? For me, the best part was Nene Leakes. I am not a huge Nene Leakes fan like that, but I give Nene her due. She's the greatest housewife of all time, period. So seeing her in the premiere, for me, she overshadowed the entire premiere. Portia definitely stands out for me when it comes to her not being an OG. I'm not one of the people that say that she shouldn't be there, but it stands out to me that she's not an OG amongst these women. I appreciate her and Giselle's commentary. The black girls bring it when it comes to the commentary and the confessionals. I can't say about the other women. I can't say about the other women. The other women, their confessionals are okay. I think the focus, though, whoever casted this group of women, they weren't thinking about the chemistry. And even when hiring someone, you don't just look at someone's resume and say, oh, they have all the skill sets, we're going to bring them on and hire them. It's not about that. A good HR or good casting person is going to look at the chemistry. Is the chemistry going to work amongst these women? There's no chemistry amongst these women. And this is only the first episode, so I'm going to wait it out, but I'm not hopeful. If anything, we said this from the beginning, I feel like the episodes with Nene and being in Atlanta with the Atlanta ladies is going to be the best episodes. And maybe Roni, because, I love the Real Housewives of New York. But that's the only parts that I'm excited for. Nene, for me, at the very beginning, it was nice to see Nene. I don't believe the Portia and Nene love fest that we were getting, because you remember what happened the last time we were talking about Nene and Portia in the same sentence. Nene was blasting Portia for walking out on being on the Upshaws. They were supposed to do a scene together, and Portia was like, I can't work with her, blah, 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 blah. And then Nene blasted her on social media, and Cynthia came in and filled the job. And I'm not saying you can't get over that. I'm not saying that because they've gotten over worse. But no, they don't like each other. And it was so interesting when Portia was talking about the other ladies, talking about like, oh, this person's coming, this person's coming. And Nene's just kind of looking at her like, I know these people, girl. I'm an OG. I've been here way before you. It's like, I know Vicky. Oh, Kyle is my girl. So, and then it was like, we had to have you, the most iconic one. And she was like, yes, you have to. But look, I understand why Bravo did not bring her as one of the OGs for Atlanta. But there are plenty of OGs they could have brought from Atlanta to be in this position. And I'm not saying that Portia is a bad housewife. I'm not saying that. I just don't feel like she fits in with this group. Luckily, Giselle is there and they have a friendship, so there is a little bit of chemistry there. But at the same time, I'm like, it's not. She stands out and not in a good way. It's sort of like everyone's reminiscing about being OGs and and she's sort of just like there. She's sort of just like there. Vicky was such a downer in this episode. She ruined the episode for me. I don't know about it. All of these to me, it was too many throwbacks. And I get it. We're celebrating 20 years of Housewives, but it felt like it filled the entire episode of so many throwbacks and corny moments of like, oh my God, remember you did this? And then Kyle's big like gag, the gag. Kyle's gag was I won't get the minivan. And I get it's a throwback to that moment. it's not lost on me, even though I didn't watch OC chapter and verse. I get that, but it was so corny. I was like, nobody cared. Everyone got in and they were like, all right, let's take the minivan. There were so many of these little corny moments that they were trying to flash back to and produce. It was just like, this is stupid. This is dumb. That game was boring, someone said in the chat. Danny says Vicky is so self-centered. And her entire being, no matter the fact that she has her own business and she's successful in her own right, her entire identity is reality television, is Real Housewives of Orange County. I just think to myself, like, that's sad. That's the most important thing to you. And you're so wrapped up in that being a part of your identity that you getting your orange back was such a huge emotional moment for you. I was like, huh? And then for me, Giselle, I get it. She's trying to move the story along. She's trying to produce. Here's the thing. We see other housewives produce, but they do it so effortlessly. Giselle, when she's pre-producing something, it's so forced. It's so obvious that's what she's doing. And it's just like, girl, be a little bit more slick about it. Be a little bit more, stealth with it. So her trying to cause drama between Vicky and Tamra, I was like, I get it because the episode was lackluster. But at the same time, like, girl, mind your business. And then you're talking about you don't want to be, you're ready to be the mean girl, but she called Vicky a mean girl. I was like, girl, you are a mean girl. All of y'all are mean girls, but you definitely are a mean girl. All right. Just Jules says, I wish Andy would not have given her orange back. Look, don't be surprised he snatches it back for season 21, especially this first episode of Ultimate Girls Trip. What in the hell was Vicky doing? I'm thinking Vicky's going to get up on that stage and give us, something inspirational. She wants to talk about how Slade talked about her and she ended up getting plastic surgery. He called her a Muppet. And then once she got off the stage, I was like, wait, that's it? She got off the stage. I was like, oh, that's it. She gets off the stage and then homegirl brings us to a monument to Slade and Gretchen with candles around it. Weird. It wasn't even funny. And look, there are moments with Vicky that I've seen clips of over the years that are funny. This was weird. It was sad. It was just like, this episode is giving crazy. Not fun. Ultimate Girls Trip, usually, yes, we're throwing back. We have our little dramas. But most of all, it's supposed to be like a fun series. So far, there was no fun. They did have those little cutouts of all the ladies during their first seasons. And you could see that they were trying to cause some sort of drama when Teresa had a bad reaction to Vicky saying that, Teresa changed the most. Teresa, you did change the most. The hairline changed, the nose changed, the outfits changed, the hair colors changed. You look good, though, mama. Teresa, you look good. You look damn good. But, Lord, look, you did change the most of all the ladies. I mean, they all changed in some shape or form, but you definitely changed the most. You don't even look like that. If we had to pick you out of a lineup, I would have never known. Pia says, hold on, that scene should get her orange snatched. Vicky went up on that stage. I'm thinking she's going to maybe have a sentimental moment. It wasn't even sentimental. It was sort of like, Slade talked about me and called me a Muppet. All I thought about was Tamar. Do I look like a Muppet? And then I see Lonnie Love's face. Lonnie Love's face? Like, I can see it right now. Can anyone else see Lonnie Love's face? Lonnie Love's face makes me want to crack up because it looked like Lonnie wanted to bust out laughing. Lonnie, your eyes told the story. Your eyes told the story. I was like, Lonnie, laugh. You want to laugh. I know Lonnie now watches that scene and laughs to herself. Laughs. Okay. Tanya says, I love Muppets. I love Muppets too. But do I want to look like a Muppet? I guess I wouldn't care if I looked like a Muppet. But for a woman, maybe a woman doesn't want to look like a Muppet. So she ended up look, what I did appreciate in that moment when they were talking about that, and we've talked about that here, we got to be careful of what we say about the way that these women look on the show because they do pay attention to that stuff. And that's why they end up getting surgeries and things like that, because of what people constantly are saying about them on social media. So they do end up talking about that a little bit during the episode. What else happened in this episode? What were your standout moments because literally I watched it like 3 times. I watched it with you guys last night too. Yes. If you're just joining us, guys, this is a mini Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of reality television, but also some pop culture news. Probably no pop culture news today, but we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program maybe maybe in the fall. Once I've really settled in, when I've settled in my move. I'm in the middle of, I'm no longer in the move, but I still have boxes to unpack. I'm excited for my closet makeover. If you are a Patreon baddie, you guys will be the first to see the makeover. All the materials here. It's happening, y'all. I'm excited. Cindy says, I think you come on, Cindy. Cindy says, I think you summed it up. The episode was uneventful and boring. The best part for me was Nene. Nene overshadowed the entire episode. I wanted more of Nene. And look, I'm not going to sit here and act like Nene did not create this for herself. I'm not going to sit and act like Nene wasn't smelling herself at one particular point and made her insufferable to watch. But it's been such a long time since seeing Nene that I'm like, I kind of want to see more. I did notice how they highlighted Kenya. Speaking of Kenya, did you guys see? Kenya is going to be co-hosting the Miss USA. Hold on, let me pull up what she said on her Instagram. And she's a former Miss USA, or what is the second Black Miss USA, right? And that's what she's most known for, is being, okay, well, maybe not most known for now since reality television, but that's what we all knew her for. Okay, so Miss USA announced that you guessed right, meet the host of the historic 75th Diamond Celebration of Miss USA. 75 years of Miss USA. Kenya Moore and Ian Ziering, from 90210, Beverly Hills 90210. The countdown to Miami is officially on, and we can't wait to celebrate 75 years of Miss USA with you. Watch it unfold live Thursday, August 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern on the CW. The CW is still around? Okay, what is this animated version of Kenya, though? Did you guys see this animated version of Kenya? You can see it on her page or on the Miss USA page. But shout out to everyone in the chat, though. Chanel Ion says, this is everything. So excited for you. Nene Leaks actually comments and says, I love this for Kenya. Shamea's in there saying, yes, this is everything. Carlos King is like, yeah, iconic legend mother. Sorry, I had to. Okay. But no, congrats. This is a truly full circle moment for Kenya. Everyone keeps saying that they want to see more of Kenya. Here's the thing, though. I'm glad this hasn't hurt Kenya in regards to her relationships outside of reality television, because, it could have, exposing your coworker on reality television, that really could have had, the Miss USA pageant not wanting to associate themselves with her. I'm not saying that they should. I'm not trying to start nothing. What I'm just saying is she's lucky that they still are going to associate themselves with her, because people have lost a lot of stuff, a lot more than what she lost. $1 million check. Just saying. But maybe this will be the slowly of the door opening for Kenya when it comes to Bravo. Okay. Alexa says, KEMPIRE is the door closed for Kenya, or is there still a chance after the lawsuit is over? This is a really great question, Alexis. I'll say this. I think once the lawsuit is settled or dismissed, at least we'll leave the door open for Kenya to work with the network in another capacity. I don't see them coming back and working with Kenya on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I know what you're thinking. Well, she was just there. Yeah, but we could talk more about that. I already talked about that a lot before during our Kempire After Dark live shows. So if you haven't gotten your tickets for the next one, that's where I spill a lot of tea. Kempire After Dark live.com/NYC, or check out the link or hit the QR code right here. Okay. Because we did spill some tea in regards to that a while ago. Not even at the last show. a while ago, we spilled a little bit about that. So I definitely think because the fans want to see Kenya back, you'll see Kenya back in some capacity. I just don't see Kenya coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. We can talk more about that because Andy Cohen did say that this was the group, and Cynthia Bailey is reacting to it. But today is sponsored by our friends over at MyFitnessPal. Okay, real talk MyFitnessPal moment. Because this week has been a lot, I moved. So my kitchen's in boxes and I'm basically eating like a raccoon. And then to really round things out, I also had a colonoscopy this week. Yes, living the glamorous life over here. But listen, jokes aside, if you're at the age where you should be getting screened, go do it. The prep is the worst part. And even that's honestly not that bad. Early detection saves lives. And an afternoon of being a little dramatic on the couch is worth it. Trust me. Now, here's what nobody warned you about. Between the prep and easing back in, your whole diet gets turned upside down. My routine was gone, and the one thing that kept me from completely losing it was logging everything in MyFitnessPal. Even when my meals looked nothing like normal, I could still see it, stay on top of my protein, and get back on track faster. Because, as I keep telling you, your nutrition is the foundation that everything runs on. Your energy, your recovery, all of it. Go to podcast.myfitnesspal.com, use code KEMPIRE, all uppercase, for 15% off MyFitnessPal Premium. And don't forget, that is only $68 for the year, $5.66 for the month, and 19 cents a day. Go to podcast.myfitnesspal.com and use my code KEMPIRE, all uppercase, for 15% off MyFitnessPal Premium. More information on MyFitnessPal Premium and your discount will be available in the description. Thank you, MyFitnessPal. Okay, real talk. The last couple of months have been a lot. I'm in the middle of a move, content hasn't slowed down, and somewhere in there, my actual eating habits took a nosedive. Takeout, skipped meals, the whole thing. And at a certain point, you realize your obligations don't pause just because your routine fell apart. So I've been trying to get back to actual, real food without adding one more thing to manage. That's where Factor comes in. Factor makes chef-crafted, dietitian-designed, ready-to-eat meals so you don't have to choose between eating real and just getting through the day. Every Factor meal is designed around what actually supports a healthier lifestyle and nothing that doesn't. And when you're in the middle of a move, like I am, this is the only one that really gets me. Meals are ready in 2 minutes. No prep, no cleanup. So even on the days when your schedule is completely out of control, eating well is still something you can actually pull off. My go-to lately has been the salmon. Genuinely didn't expect a heat and eat meal to taste that good. And I'll throw in one of the protein shakes on days I'm running out the door. It's made eating well feel doable again, instead of one more thing on the list. I use Factor, and you should too. Let's eat real. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50off and use code Kempire50off to get 50% off and one free breakfast item per box for 1 year, while supplies last until October 31st, 2026. That's code Kempire50off at factormeals.com, Kempire50off at factormeals.com. See website for more details. All right. Shout out to Factor. I'm telling you, especially in the move, when you think that you could all have everything unpacked or you have help getting unpacked, no, that's definitely a help, because after you've moved and you're still unpacking little things, you're like, I don't feel like cooking. I am going to cook at some point, though, because just kind of mix it up. Just trying to mix it up. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like today's video. Easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels will start to pop up as well. Shout out to our King's Guards, our channel members in the chat, and our subscribers. And some of you, for the very first time, are catching a mini live that we're having here. I don't know why I'm calling it a mini live. We're already almost 40 minutes in. A mini live would be like 30 minutes. Okay. Angel says Factor saves me a lot. And Angel also took advantage of one of our other sponsors, Vinted, this past week. She encouraged me. I was like, all right, once the closet makeover is done, I can really kind of take some of those things out. Because some of the suits that I have, I actually just resell, because I've already worn some of them like twice. So I think that may actually be a really cool thing to do. All right. Oh, that's a really good question. Tanika says, what OG from Atlanta would you have brought to Ultimate Girls Trip? Because just doubling back, and I do want to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta for a quick sec. If you're not going to have Nene, which I understand, I'm not going to fault Bravo for not, pushing Nene towards the front and making her a part of this full-time cast, even though they're going to have her be on Traitors. She confirmed that. If it's not going to be Nene, I would have probably had Sheree. You can say what you want about Sheree. At least on Ultimate Girls Trip, it doesn't have to be about her personal life. It's going, I don't need the whole Martell fake storyline. We could talk about Love and Marriage, Huntsville real quick in a second. It's about fun. It's about her being an OG. She has had so many iconic moments on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if not Nene, then Sheree. And no, I know some of you are going to say, what about Kim Zolciak? No. Kim said, if we're going to represent the Black cities, no, not Kim Zolciak. Okay? I think it should have been Sheree. And the reason why Sheree probably didn't do it is probably because they didn't want to pay Sheree what Sheree wanted. Just saying. But, and this is no offense to Portia. I know the Portia stands going to be like, y'all just hate on Portia. It's not about that. I could tell the difference when it comes to the chemistry with the other women with Portia being there. You know what I mean? Especially when we're talking about some of the beginning cities, the foundational cities. The foundational cities are the OC, New York, New Jersey, but also Atlanta. Didn't Atlanta come before Jersey? So those are the foundational cities, though. Okay? Exactly. Who gonna check me, boo? Okay? Who's this? What does I hear about a fashion show with no fashions? How dreadful. I know she didn't say it, but it was her situation. Okay? It was her situation. Ron, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Ron Rockstar. Love it. Love that name. Danny, I'm going to save your comment because I want to talk about that in a second. Jackie, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me shimmy, Jackie. When you send $20 or more, you get a shimmy. Okay, anyway. All right. Jackie says, love those shades on you, Kempire. Made my donation to the center. Better late than... You're right, Jackie. And thank you for the reminder. Thank you, Jackie, for your donation and for the super chat. We appreciate that. Don't forget, guys, if you're watching a replay of this, the donation will be available somewhere here. But if you go check out any of our other videos, you can donate to the center. We are still doing our fundraiser until we reach our goal of $10,000. The LGBT Center here in New York City is a community center that helps not just the LGBT community, it helps the community. And as you know, with this current administration, they've taken advantage of their power and they have withdrawn services and money for organizations like the LGBT Center. So our dollars are helping to continue their amazing work. Okay. So go donate. Shout out to YouTube Giving because 100% of your donation goes to the organization. Okay. So thank you so much, Jackie, for the plug. We appreciate you and for the super chat. Tasman, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Tasman says, good for Kenya. Brooklyn got to go to college, child. And we know Mark has but 2 nickels, allegedly. I don't know. Have you seen him lately? The 2 nickels might be right. And you remember he was getting sued up here. He moved down there to Atlanta. And, people alleged that he was living with Kenya. I don't think so. Maybe in the garage. But I don't know. Oh, no. All right. Let me just play this clip for you in regards to the casting for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because, a lot of people, there were rumors that Nene was going to replace Shamea. And then Andy Cohen went on his radio program and said, this is the group. So Cynthia basically is confirming that she is a part of the group and will be returning as a friend of, and whether or not she would take a position as a housewife again. Shout out to our friends over at No Chaser TV. We're getting a clip from them.
Last season, child.
Totally. But I want everyone. I heard Andy said everyone's back. You heard that?
I definitely saw him say that this was the cast.
Yes.
And there was a photo that I was in. So I am a part of that as well.
Okay, great. Yeah. You heard it here. Sid is back. Obviously.
Andy said it first.
Obviously.
And they keep... they kept asking me at the Ultimate Girls Trip, I no matter what, it's always, would you go back as a housewife? Would you go back as a housewife? My answer's still the same, Crystal. Like, honestly, I had the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah.
In my entire history of doing Housewives as a housewife, season 17.
Yeah.
She had
as
a
a
good
friend
season.
of this
I
show.
would keep it like that.
Yeah, this is my sweet spot.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I won't ever because I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to say that.
Of course.
Like, I don't know. I may wake up next week and say, hey, you know what? I want to be a friend, but I love the space that I'm in now. And I'm just going to keep, listen, I embedded the friend contract.
Yeah.
I embedded the friendship contract. So this is like, I feel like in some way I've manifested this space for myself.
I love it.
And the good news is I'm able to do other things. I just booked a movie, by the way. So speaking
What
of
movie?
like being able to do other things,
Congrats.
like it works for me
Yeah.
at this right age of on the road to 60.
On the road to 60. I love that.
On the road to 60. All right. So what do you guys think? I've been saying this about Cynthia. I think she should remain a friend. I think if she becomes a full-time housewife, the comments aren't going to be as nice or as lovely, even though she still has gotten challenges when it comes to her support of Portia, because people say she's just a go naked hair model. And that's the only reason why, they're the mean girls, blah, 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 blah. I don't agree with that. I think Cynthia was really playing her role as the glue. as she said. How do you guys feel about Cynthia returning as a friend? I think she should remain a friend. Remain a friend. You did the housewife thing for over a decade. Unless things change. She could end up marrying this guy and I just don't think it's great for your relationship. Just saying. I mean, and you would know that more than anyone. Right? Yeah, Kiara says, she did great. Friend of, just stay a friend of. And I'm sure her Bravo loves her. Because here's the thing, even as a friend of, she's able to promote her businesses. They're not treating her as your typical friend of. So you're still able to promote your businesses. You're still in the front of millions of people. They're not treating you like just a friend of. You have the respect of the network. You have the relationship of the network. You have the PR of the network. And I know the friend of check doesn't compare to the housewives check, but I know your friend of check is not the same as every other friend of. And if it is, you need to renegotiate, especially when you're bringing more to the table than a full-time housewife, Phaedra. Ooh, yes. You know what I mean? I don't know who's negotiating her contract, but Dia says, Portia pinned my comment on IG where I said Kelly was a housewife with no house. How dreadful. Lord, again, please understand my criticisms of Portia on Ultimate Girls Trip. And it's not really a criticism. I just feel like she doesn't fit well with this group. But I also don't feel like this group fits well with each other. They just selected OGs from all the cities and put them together. Kyle, but I get why they chose her. Like Kyle and that Van gag, I was like, I get it. But at the same time, this is so stupid and orchestrated and corny. But anyway. Again, I will give Portia and Giselle credit, though. They are delivering when it comes to the confessionals. If anything, the most interesting parts are their confessionals. And even Andy said that. He's like, you guys are delivering when it comes to confessionals. Giselle, that wig for the 80s party, what the hell was that? Like, as Black girls, y'all can really go there and have a good old time with the looks. And you just always fail. And people say that she's doing it intentionally. I was like, no, I don't think it's intentional. I think she just is tacky. But okay. Hey, Rita. Rita, thank you for the super chat. Rita says, just finished the episode, looked hard for a stream. Too much yelling. And Giselle already getting on my last nerve along with Vicky. Hello from Austria. Rita sent me a beautiful picture of the Alps. I was like, okay, Rita, live your best life. Go get that grounding. That's what I need to do. That's probably why I got my style. I need a vacation. Okay, after all of this. Carla says, who would you have had to rep Beverly Hills Kempire? That's a good question. For Beverly Hills, honestly, we say it. This is where I say it doesn't matter. As a housewife, I don't think she brings a lot right now because she doesn't have a lot of personal story. But for Ultimate Girls Trip, it's about having fun. It's not really about your personal story. It's about a throwback. But I get why they wanted an OG that's currently working with Bravo. And Kyle's the only OG that's currently working with Bravo. I mean, outside of Lisa Vanderpump, but Lisa Vanderpump is not going to do Ultimate Girls Trip. Let's be honest. But if they're choosing Portia and she's not an OG, I would have chose Erica Jane. Erica Jane would have been fun. Like real fun. But when it comes to the OGs, my gosh, there aren't any OGs that are currently working with the network. But that's a great question. But see, hence why Kyle got it. Kyle got it because she's the only one left. Okay? And before y'all say Kim is not well. All right? All right. Kim's daughter is pregnant, along with Kyle's daughter. They're both pregnant at the same time. Interesting. Not Jennifer Tilly and Chucky. You want them to represent Beverly Hills? Honestly, I would have preferred Kathy Hilton. I know she's not an OG, but she is an OG of Kyle in Kyle's life. Kathy Hilton would have been hilarious, right, Bergie? She would have been hilarious. But I get it. No, you gotta follow the rules when it's Beverly Hills. Okay. For those that are just joining us, we did talk about Ultimate Girls Trip. I thought it was a snooze fest. I definitely think that Nene overshadowed the ladies just from being in that first episode. There's still more of Nene to come. I don't know how long they're going to. Usually the seasons are like 10 episodes, right? So if they're smart, they would drag out the Atlanta episode at least 2 episodes, because if it's 1 episode, I don't know. All right. I will get back to Atlanta because there's some more Atlanta stories that I want to get to, but I don't want to jump all into all the Atlanta stuff. I do want to talk about this Marcel and Anna Marie Wiley situation. Speaking of Beverly Hills. So you remember the story, right? In regards to an incident that happened during a children's basketball event that they both were attending in Florida. She called the police on him. She accused him of being physical with her. And then in her divorce filing, she says that this wasn't the first time that he had been physical with her and even raped her during their marriage. So TMZ reported this not too long ago, said that former NFL star Marcellus Wiley is no longer facing a criminal charge over an alleged domestic violence incident involving his estranged wife, Anna Marie Wiley, TMZ has learned. They said that according to court docs obtained by TMZ, prosecutors in Orange County, Florida, told the court that they would not be pursuing the case. The filing states that prosecutors declined to file charges because testimonial evidence received is not corroborated by any physical or other evidence, and therefore it's insufficient to obtain a conviction. So you may have seen people saying, oh, Anna Marie lied. Did you read the statement? Testimonial evidence received is not corroborated by any physical or other evidence, and therefore it's insufficient to obtain a conviction. Doesn't mean that he didn't do it. What they're saying is that they didn't have enough evidence to prosecute. And they'll have some evidence, but they're going to be like, should we even pursue this? Because we might not be able to prove this in court. I'm not an attorney. I'll let the attorneys in the chat speak up. Danny did say this in the chat, and I saved it. Danny says Anna Marie didn't necessarily lie. Probably just not enough evidence. And that's exactly what they're saying. Not enough evidence to actually bring this forward. And a lot of prosecutors are not going to want to pursue a case where they can't win. Is it an election year for them? We don't know. It could be. And they were like, no, we don't want, especially because this is a high profile case. So just keep that in mind. All right. So RC, we're not talking about you. I'm talking about the comment section, because in the comment section of this story, I saw so many people say, oh, see, Anna Marie lied. In other words, it sounds like prosecutors didn't feel that there was enough evidence for an easy conviction, TMZ writes. TMZ first reported Anna Marie called cops after she claims things got physical inside a Florida hotel room. She told cops Marcellus poked her in the cheek and threatened to unalive her. So poking someone in the cheek, you're not necessarily going to have physical evidence. Okay? Marcellus adamantly denied the claims. Anna Marie filed for divorce and a restraining order days later, claiming that Marcellus was violent throughout their marriage. He has denied her claims. We should also report to you that she's not the only woman to have similar claims that she's made against him, including rape. All right? And some people are saying, well, she defended him when, and said that he was not that type of guy. when you are in a cycle of domestic violence, I'm not shocked that she defended her husband. Anyone else that understands the cycle of abuse, I'm not shocked that she would defend her husband at the time because she was in the middle of it. All right. Well, there's also another update in regards to this story. So TMZ writes this. Marcellus Wiley's estranged wife, Anna Marie Wiley, was allegedly kept in the dark about his Florida domestic violence case before prosecutors ultimately declined to pursue the charge. They said sources close to Anna Marie tell us that Florida authorities never alerted her about the decision not to pursue the charge in the case, leaving her in the dark. As we previously reported, prosecutors said that they declined to file the charges because the testimonial evidence was not corroborated by physical or other evidence and was therefore insufficient to secure a conviction. So for those that keep saying that she lied, no, what they're saying is they're not going to pursue the case because they don't have enough evidence to have an easy win. So Marcellus celebrated the decision on X, calling the illusion is over. He also accused her of like voodoo. That's what he said. He accused her of cheating. He accused her of voodoo. So Marcellus said this on social media. The illusion is over. No more BS, no more deception, just facts and evidence. The state of Florida declined to file charges and dismiss the case. Testimonial evidence received is not corroborated by any physical or other evidence. State of Florida. Read that again, he puts, target emoji. If the state found her allegations uncorroborated by any physical or other evidence, and my own daughter says that she wasn't telling the truth, then the question is unavoidable. Why should anything else she alleges be believed? Well, what about the other women suing you, sir? What about those? What about the other women? Not just one, not just two. What about the other women and the allegations from over the years? I'm not saying he's guilty. What I'm saying is there seems to be a pattern. All right. He continues in his online statement. Don't let 1 month of allegations erase 14 years of reality. Well, sir, those allegations from those other women stem all the way back to the 90s. Welcome to the Real Housewives of Anna Marie. And then he puts the Pinocchio emoji. Believe real victims, protect real victims, but remember, false allegations have real victims too. My name and character were attacked publicly. I'll defend them publicly with the truth. Lies run sprints, truth run marathons. Hashtag men too. That tells me everything that I need to know about this man. Not hashtag men too. Sir. Hashtag men too. Okay. All right, sir. He said hashtag men too. Okay. That's what y'all gonna stick beside? All right. Look, stick beside him. Look, stick beside him, I guess. Exactly. Dan says, what a creep. And that's a text message. You know, that's a message in text. So can you imagine? Well, you can. You've seen him. You've seen him be transphobic. Just Google schmoogle Marcellus Wiley. All right. And I know some of you can't see past what you saw of Anna Marie on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but go Google schmoogle the other allegations against him. All right. Go Google schmoogle those other allegations. All right. All right. Let's move on from there. I need to pull up the other story that I wanted to talk about. All right. Close that out. I just way too many windows open, y'all. All right. Let's get into, let me see. Oh, K Michelle. K Michelle is still tweeting, y'all. And people are saying, K Michelle, stop tweeting. Didn't Andy tell you to stop treating your tweets as a confessional? So K Michelle had more to say, and it's probably because she's still reading what fans are saying. And she's posted multiple tweets, but I'm just going to show you this one tweet. K Michelle says on Twitter, can't gag me about something I talk about and tell the whole world myself. So she's referring to, allegedly, because I don't want to assume, she's referring to when Drew was asked about her own surgery that she recently had, and she says, and it's not leaking. And you remember Shamea called her out for it. that wasn't very nice. And look, I said, you know what? Technically, that would not be a very nice thing to say. Some of y'all have said stuff like that in the chat, and I was like, let's not do that, Miss Mel and Magic. However, K. Michelle created this drama with Drew. Okay, created drama with Drew. She created this drama with Drew and made it seem like Drew was doing all of these things, plotted and schemed, wanted to talk about her long toes, wanted to talk about her JJ stankin'. She made it seem, which would be very defaming to Drew's character. And she still is doing that during the reunion, making it seem like Drew has been coming for her. But I said it on Twitter. I said that that both Portia and Drew basically gagged K. Michelle. But K. Michelle was on Twitter saying, can't gag about something I talk about and tell the whole world myself. No, you were gagged. You were definitely gagged in that moment because you were whispering under your breath. You were definitely whispering under your breath. The entire time that Drew had moments during this reunion, you were whispering under your breath. Speak up. Use your words, okay? Use your words. Just saying. Anyway. Exactly. April says, K. Michelle said, F y'all. Always. Sidebar, speaking of Love and Hip Hop related news, did you guys see that Jocelyn Hernandez is returning to Love and Hip Hop, the final chapter? Because Love and Hip Hop has been canceled. Jocelyn, I know, did she give birth yet? I know she's pregnant. She looks great. And she's been clean and sober. So I'm really happy for Jocelyn. But girl, why are you going back to Love and Hip Hop? It's giving like you need the money. Because you remember she was already throwing Lumel under the bus. I know they've since made up. She was throwing him under the bus, accusing him of S trafficking. Okay. April says, I done told you, Kempire, you got a hit on your hands. Drama with Drew. Drama with Drew. Dema SZA. That's going to be the remix. Okay. Dema SZA. Because Drew trying to act like and downplay any female on female activity. Drew. But back to this. So K. Michelle says that she wasn't gagged because she already told the world about her butt and her situation. And we talked about this yesterday. I felt like K. Michelle wanted to make it seem like during the season, like she was some sort of hero for not exposing this doctor. But we find out during the reunion that this doctor is she's still not certified by the board. So not board certified, and is still practicing. And I was like, girl, you need to expose this man. Because he's hurting other people, potentially. But anyway. Yeah, Jocelyn is pregnant. That's why I was asking, did she give birth yet? I don't know. I don't know if this is the right... It is the final chapter, but it also is giving, she needs to check. But anyway, so that's what K. Michelle is still tweeting. K. Michelle, I haven't really sat down and listened to... I know she's watching you, because I know she watches everything. K. Michelle, I'm going to listen to Jesus and Whiskey, though, because I'm looking forward to the country album, which Ty told us and confirmed yesterday. The country album isn't out yet, but the single is out. Two country singles are out. So I'm going to go listen to Jesus and Whiskey. Margaret says, I thought Love and Hip Hop was canceled. Yeah, but they're going to have their final bow. It's called the final chapter, Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. Look, I don't know. Look, I don't know. But yeah, so let's get to some more Real Housewives of Atlanta stuff. I know we recapped it yesterday. If you missed our full recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you can watch it here on YouTube. Oh, did I post it on the podcast? See, I have so many things. I got so many things going on, y'all. The podcast version will be out later today. Okay? The podcast version will be out later today. I apologize. I got a lot of things on my plate. All right. RC says her tweets may get her in trouble with Bravo. She goes a bit far. Oh, without a doubt. You heard what Candace said about her Twitter fingers and how it cost her like $30-something thousand. So they'll probably just start taking things out of her paycheck. All right. But maybe she doesn't care because she's got other things going on, right? All right. Before we move on, again, we cannot do this without the help of our sponsor. Shout out to our friends over at Baskin Lather.
You know what's wild? For years, I watched people in my life try to force their hair into routines that were never built for them, using the same products the same just do this advice you see everywhere and wondering why nothing worked. Turns out one size fits all almost never fits textured hair. It's not about trying harder. It's about using what's actually formulated for your texture. That's why I've been paying attention to Baskin Lather. As you already know, you can take a look at my beard. Their stimulating scalp and hair balm is made for curly and kinky hair specifically. 100% natural ingredients that actually penetrate the strand instead of just sitting on top and clogging things up. No petroleum, no lanolin, none of that heavy, greasy buildup. Give it about 3 months of consistent use and people are seeing real changes in breakage and shine. You all have been telling me this in the comment section. And their hydrating hair mist, aloe vera avocado oil, is perfect if you're rocking locks, twists, or braids and need something to fight frizz and dryness without messing up your style. What gets me the most, though, is the story behind it. Baskin Lather is Black-owned, family-operated. It started because CEO Shayna's little sister was misdiagnosed by a dermatologist who told her her hair might never grow back. Instead of accepting that, Shayna and her mom went and formulated their own scalp and hair oil. Today, her sister's hair is down to her hips. That's the kind of energy behind every product that they make. Explore viral bestsellers and products for healthier hair of all types at BaskinLatherCO.com. That's BaskinLatherCO.com. Use code KEMPIRE for 20% off. Thanks to Baskin Lather for sponsoring today's live. More information on Baskin Lather will be available in the description.
And we're back. Shout out to Baskin Lather. More information on our sponsors will be available in the description. If you're just joining us, this is a special mini Tuesday takeover. We cover a variety of hot topics that we hadn't gotten a chance to talk about this week. Just so much going on. Don't forget, you can also hear our special episodes. I released a special Hot Topics podcast episode over the weekend. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, KEMPIRE, King of Pop Culture, on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And be sure to give us a 5-star review on those platforms. We appreciate it. Okay? And thank you guys so much for all of the super chats. We appreciate that. Brandy, thank you so much. Where you been, Brandy? I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. Thank you for the super chat. Brandy says, when it comes to chemistry, I was thinking maybe Vicky, Nene, Luann, Lisa Vanderpump. Lisa Vanderpump's just not going to do it. And I understand why they didn't want to include Nene as a main cast member, which doesn't make sense to me, especially if you were willing to make her a main cast member on Traitors. But I really don't think Andy wants to be in the same room with Nene. I think they're waiting for that to be a big moment. And I don't know. Or maybe we will never see it. I don't know. Even though he did talk about her and saying you couldn't do 20 years without her, and everyone said it felt forced. But okay. But back to what Brandy was saying. You want to see Vicky, Nene, Luann, Lisa Vanderpump, Karen Huger. Remember, Karen, though, was locked up. They won't let her out. Marisol. Like, I like Marisol, but she was a friend of for the last few seasons. Just saying. Mary Cosby. I don't know. But did you talk about Vicky yelling at Teresa about taxes? Oh, we didn't talk about that. Because Teresa was finally opening up about her situation with her husband. I did see a blind item. Didn't say Teresa's name, but they said an East Coast housewife who went to jail. And they were saying that she's turning a blind eye again to her husband. Literally, we were talking about this on Patreon last night when we were watching Ultimate Girls Trip. I said, I wouldn't be surprised that Teresa would do this again. Just allegedly, you know what I mean? But Vicky was having a conniption when she was hearing this. She was just like, "Pay your taxes." I pay your taxes. She was having like a Tourette's moment. I was just like, "What is going on right now?" It's like, "Pay your taxes." I don't pay interest. I pay my taxes on time. I don't my interest. It's like, what is going on right now? Are you okay? Are you okay, Vicky? Maybe not. Foxy said that was mean of Vicky. I mean, this was one of the rare times that Teresa actually said she went to jail. Because usually I went to camp. And even when she first started, she's like, I went away. And then she eventually said, I went to jail. RC says, right, Vicky lost it. She was like spastic. What's going on? Ali says that I think Andy's waiting on the Nene return for RHOA season 19 or 20 reunion to actually face her. Maybe. I mean, he almost faced her for the Traders reunion because, he has to host everything. She was going to be, they asked her to do Traders. Okay, Foxy says that Vicky's unhinged. Yeah, but not in a good, entertaining way. Like, I think it used to be entertaining, but it's not entertaining anymore, in my opinion. Why am I stuffy all of a sudden? Sorry, y'all. Brandy, thank you for another super chat. Brandy says, or Nene Fancy Pants, but she's not an OG. Oh, but we're not. We throw OGs out the window, right? Okay. Fancy Pants, Erica Jane, Chanel Ion, Larsa, Melissa, and still need New York and Potomac. You got me thinking about chemistry. That's what, as it should be. This is what the casting people should have been thinking about. Thinking about chemistry and now who are their favorites. Okay? That's exactly what was happening. They were just thinking about who are their favorites, who can we control, who's going to help push narratives and things like that. Honestly, the OC episode, which was the premiere episode, sucked. Probably very much like how this new season of OC is sucking. No one's even talking about this new season of OC. Don't be surprised. Vicky doesn't get her orange back for next season, and a bunch of people get fired for next season. But people said that about this season, and it's the same old thing. Rita said, yep, chemistry, spot on. Angel says, okay, I got 15 minutes to chat before my next meeting. Shout out to those of you that are in and out, and shout out to those of you that are part of the replay crew. Let me move on because I can't be here much longer. But keep liking the video. I want to talk some more Real Housewives of Atlanta stuff because if y'all, Angela, I know you watch, get off the internet because what used to be cool about you, Angela, is no longer cool. It's just like, what are you doing? Get off the internet. So she's still defending herself. Like you're coming across corny, Angela. So Angela is, reacting to the reunion part 1, which was we had a better time recapping it than watching it. Angela says on X, it's all so simple, but you rather make it. Oh, sorry. Kelly has jumped on the other side of almost every issue involving me. I never understood it. After enough unprovoked shots, I matched the energy. Anyone on my couch I supported, she seemed to enjoy doing it to me. I returned the favor. Because so many people were saying that Angela was doing too much during the reunion. They were saying that she was intervening too much and things like that. Angela, you don't need to defend yourself. I just wish you would be quiet and be great. What we saw of you for the most part, if I had to grade Angela's season overall, I would still give her like a solid B+. Honestly, an A-. But a B+ just because of the Shamea of it all, just getting yourself involved in stuff and then bringing George and Ashley on. So I'm kind of leaning more towards a B+. But overall, you had a good season. But now you're making me want to give you an F. Okay? Millionaire Muff replies to Angela and says, then my thing is Portia apologized to you and wanted to start fresh. Shamea never apologized and kept a hard-on for you. So why do they act like you're just attacking her? Angela responds and says, I'll never understand it. Then another person says, go ask Angela why she's so mad at Shamea laughing about Portia saying she'll F her husband, but not Portia. Answer is she gonna keep kissing the crack of Portia's you-know-what to stay on the show. Angela's goofy a clown. Let me move my little banner. Please hold. Angela says, baby, she did more than laugh. Keep watching. She finally admits to it. Now as you were. She did more than laugh? What did Shamea do? Well, you remember the tea out there was that there was a physical altercation that happened in Scotland. So Shamea seems to be confirming that somebody tried to fight her on this cast. We're going to get to it in just a second. But I have some other moments that I want to talk about before we get to that. Okay. Where's my clip that I want to play? Let me see. Hold on. Please hold. Okay, before we get to some more Atlanta stuff, I do want to mention this because we used to recap Love and Marriage Huntsville. Remember? We used to recap it. We stopped recapping it once Melody Cherie left, which was like perfect because I love having my Sundays to myself. Anyone else? I know you guys love having me on Sundays, but I used to hate having them. Like, oh God, Saturday night I got to watch this show and then I got to take notes. Then Sunday morning, I like to rewatch the show again, and then I would go live, and we had a good time. It was a good cut up time. I love having my Sundays back to me. I love having my Sundays back to me. I don't want to go back. Okay, it felt like I was working 7 days a week. All right. And I also didn't love the show, to be honest. But we had a good old time. That's where we got "What's Up" from Stormy. That's where we got the Espo's Rise. Okay. Espo's Rise. All right. That's also where we got I Love You. I'm sorry. I love you. That's what, so we had our moments with Love and Marriage Huntsville. But I don't miss it. And apparently not a lot's been going on. But for a very long time, Ariane, a.k.a. Coleslaw, wanted to be on this show. And apparently now that Melody's no longer there, she's finally going to be on the show. So the trailer for the, I guess, season 227 came out. Again, shout out to our friends over at No Chaser TV. They got the clips. If you're not following them, you should follow them. Make sure I like this video. Let me play it for you. We're going to stop and go because I don't know how OWN is when it comes to us playing their clips. And it premieres September 12th. I see the clips for, the reunions here, and then the premiere, it's still tomfoolery over there at OWN when it comes to the seasons. I just don't understand it.
You guys just agree to $90 a square foot. You ain't got to be thinking about certain things that you guys not even familiar with.
These things is the only builder at the table. Been in this thing for 20 years. I'm simply better than you.
Okay, bro.
We're trying to elevate them.
I'm guessing they're going to talk about Marceau getting arrested too. Oh, I see the things. I don't report on all the things for Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I see all the things.
We lost the damn house.
Are y'all joking?
He better not ever say he better than me at nothing.
I have a plan. It's called Wildly Successful Monster. High school, go, man.
Yes.
University said, hey, I don't think school's for you right now.
At the end of the day, Maurice, maybe you're not the best guy to teach him.
I can't. It's so crazy how that relationship. I used to love Kimmy and Maurice on the show, and how that changed, especially after she got cancer. It's reminding me all the stuff because I'm like, I haven't watched this show in such a hot second. I'm just like,
Martell, he stepped out his marriage, he cheated. She was pregnant.
I mean, how can you just mess your family up, huh? What made you want a relationship with a married man?
This girl came in and messed up that family. That's my best friend.
I thought he's Destiny's best friend. I think there has been some feelings developed between Martell and Destiny.
oh Lord, I know Melody about to pull out her red phone. Like, see, I done told y'all. I told y'all.
I had $1 million to bet. Have Martell and Destiny messing around, my money's going towards that. Give me my payout.
I never had interest in Destiny like that.
You tried to put your son in average school and he didn't get in. Talk about my son.
Get out the way because this is about to get ugly.
Let's go.
Ariane Coleslaw has been waiting for this day. She played the long game. She's still chasing after Martell. Girl, I wish better for you, but you gotta wish better for yourself. So Ariane, aka Coleslaw, is going to. I can go for some coleslaw right now. I'm sorry. Food. She finally will be on after how many seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville? But here's the thing, Ariane, you working for Melody. Because even when Melody's not on the show, and I know she never wanted you on the show, rightfully so, because you were the mistress, you were the side piece, the coleslaw. You're going to be working for her. Because even though she's not on it, she is still getting a check from it. Look, Are you guys going to watch? Are you guys going to watch the new season? September 12th. You're welcome, Carlos. You're welcome. And it's an instigator says working for pennies. I wish better for our people. Some of y'all just this is what you're doing. Look, this is what you're doing. Daddy said, Ariane has such low self-esteem. That man called her a peasant on national television. I mean, he's done even worse, but she's been chasing after him for the longest. Vicky says, no, I hear your recap. Nope, I'm not recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville anymore. I've been done with that. They've done had probably like 7 seasons since I stopped recapping. You know, in their world, 7 seasons. Just saying. But all right. All right, we got more bills to pay. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our mini Tuesday takeover. I have so much more that I want to get into, especially when it comes to Shamea and what's going on with this alleged fight that happened. Okay?
This episode is sponsored by Ro. Let's talk about GLP-1 medications for a second, because I feel like most people rule themselves out before they even look into it. They assume it's going to cost a fortune or that insurance definitely won't cover it. So why bother checking? But that assumption alone keeps a lot of people from ever exploring treatment that could actually work for them. Here's the thing. Ro is built to help you find the lowest cost path to FDA-approved GLP-1 medication, whether that's through your insurance or a cash pay option. They've got a free insurance checker tool. You just submit your insurance card, and a few days later, you get a full report showing exactly which GLP-1 medications are covered and whether you need prior authorization. No phone calls, no waiting on hold, and you don't even have to be a Ro member to get that report. Just know that the checker covers GLP-1 injections specifically. And if you don't have coverage or no insurance at all, that's not the end of the road. Ro also offers discounted FDA-approved cash pay options, including GLP-1 pills and injections that ship right to your door. If I were exploring GLP-1 treatment for myself, and some of my friends have actually used this as an option, Ro is where I start. Over 1.5 million people have already trusted them on their weight loss journey. And once you're a member, you've got a provider on demand for whatever questions come up. Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you qualify. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on Ro. For side effects of GLP-1 medications, including box warning, go to ro.co/safety. More information on Ro will be available in the description. This episode is sponsored by Vinted. So if you've been following along, you know I'm in the middle of a move right now, and nothing makes you confront your own closet like packing it into boxes. I found pieces I haven't touched in over a year, maybe 2. Stuff I've kept telling myself I'd find an occasion for. And at some point during this move, you just have to be honest with yourself. That's not clothing, that's clutter. And don't nobody love clutter. Instead of just donating everything or letting it sit in a bin at the new place, I'm actually about to start listing some of it on Vinted. Vinted is a secondhand app that makes it easy for everyday people, not resellers, just people like me and you, to sell pre-loved fashion and actually earn something back for it. From what I've seen, listing is genuinely simple. A few photos, a quick description, and it's up. And once something sells, Vinted generates the prepaid shipping label for you. So there's no separate trip to the post office trying to figure out packaging. That's honestly what makes me feel like that I'll actually follow through this time, instead of letting the pile sit there for another month. That's the part that really got me though. There are no seller fees. So whatever pieces sell for, that's what you keep. Every dollar, which in the middle of a move with hundreds of other expenses, feels like a genuinely useful way to make some of this decluttering pay for itself instead of just being a chore. So, have you looked in your own closet lately? If there's stuff sitting in there you know you're never wearing again, download the Vinted app for free and start listing. With no seller fees, you keep every dollar you earn, and for a limited time, enjoy free shipping in the US on Vinted. I'll let you know how my own closet clean out goes. That's Vinted. Download the app today.
And we're back. Shout out to Vinted. Again, I can't wait to try that out. Angel was just talking about how she tried it out as well. Welcome back to the KEMPIRE channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is a special mini Tuesday takeover until we're able to get back into the studio. Shout out to those of you on Patreon that helped me select the color that I would like to do in the studio. So stay tuned for that. Let's get to some of this Real Housewives of Atlanta stuff that I wanted to get into. Did I talk about all the stuff that I wanted to talk about? Please hold on before I get into the Atlanta stuff. Because especially when I start adding stuff to what I want to talk about, then I forget the original stuff that I wanted to talk about. But as I'm doing that, guys, do not forget to like today's video. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, be sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Let me just make sure I covered yes, and yes. Okay, look at me. Now let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Shamea Morton Mwangi did an interview on V103, and she got a few things to say that I wanted to talk about. First of all, let's play this clip from our friends over at the Jasmine brand where Shamea reacts to the radio personality Francesca Amaker calling for her to leave Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hold on. Let me.
Like, not even on the reunion, excuse me, watching you and your time on the Housewives, I'm so proud of you, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, God, Lee, you're too successful to continue to be dragged by these girls.
And a lot of people, guys, been playing this on a fair use because, when you play stuff from the radio, sometimes things happen. A lot of people have said the same thing. They feel like, Shamea, you shouldn't need the show, blah, 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 blah.
It frustrates me to see, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. I'm like, you're so accomplished and, you're happy with your children and your husband and, you have every single job in Atlanta. I'm like, she needs to get off the show. So I'll say that to you. I said it. Like, you need to get off this show because I said.
And you guys can let me know in the comment section or the replay if you agree with her.
She's an actress. She has so much going for herself, and I don't want you to ever be dragged down.
Well, let's be honest. Can we be honest? And then look, everyone's going to say the same thing. Like, oh my God, you have so much going on and da-da-da-da. Shamea realizes that, yes, I have a lot of opportunities, but none of those opportunities have popped off. None of those opportunities have made me a household name. She's been trying to be the star since she was a young girl. And I can appreciate the drive for it, to be honest with you. I can appreciate the drive, but that should be known.
Well, I hate that. I mean, listen, to me, it speaks volumes that I got them bothered. I got them all bothered. And that's how.
Who she got bothered? I hate when people say stuff like that. Who does Shamea got bothered? No one's bothered. People are annoyed.
Type of pressure, anybody will create a diamond, right? Yeah. I mean, you sitting in your seat, you dealt with some adversity. I mean, your first month here on the radio, I couldn't even really get to know you because of all the things that were in the headlines. I was looked up on my timeline and it was like, she did this, she was this and this. And I'm like, wait a minute. I knew you to be an Emmy Award winning journalist. But all that was being overshadowed by the allegations that were put on you around this morning show. Yes. So let's talk about it. Do you feel like you should have given up this job?
No, I couldn't give up this job. All that? No, I could not give up this job.
So why should I give up mine?
Yeah.
That's enough.
So I guess she just proved what I said before. I said if Shamea comes back for another season, Shamea is choosing fame over everything. Everything. Even her own mental health. She said this on the show that she has decided to get into therapy because of this group. You think that I would choose fame over my mental health? Because that's what she's choosing. You can't say to me that this show is giving her anything besides that. Oh, yeah, and a check, but she doesn't need the money.
The thing that's on my resume, that's another platform where I'm able to showcase to the world my daughters, my fashion, my fun, my faith.
Did she say fashion? I know you lying. Did she just say fashion? To showcase her fashion? I can't even see what you guys are saying. What are you guys saying in the chat? Kay says mental health is everything. Tammy says, Shamea needs to read the book. They're just not that into you. Well, remember the movie? Nadia says, at the interview with Kempire's BFF, she was bothered. Wait. I don't understand what you're saying, Nadia. Can you rephrase that? I'm a little confused what you were trying to say here. Ali says, Shamea never going to leave unless Gerald tells her to stop. Just like with the taking certain acting roles, she wants fame more than peace. Can you imagine? Can you imagine wanting fame more than peace? Okay. CC says, Shamea, a.k.a. the other standard. Maybe the standard is something different than that we understand, y'all. Okay. All right. Foxy says, no, I don't agree. Why can't she have it all if she wants to? Over your mental health? Having it all over your mental health. She has said that she's in therapy because of this group. Let me just tell y'all something. You should never choose anything over your own personal mental health. If you are, you should go see a therapist. You should go see a therapist because money, fame, popularity is never going to fill the cup that you're trying to fill. Sorry. And I would never tell anyone to do that either. If she didn't say that about herself on the show, then I'd be like, okay, you can have it all. You should pursue this. If she was like Kelly, being able to take all the jabs and be fine with it, I'd be like, girl, keep going. It doesn't mean that it's going to change how I feel about you, but keep going. You're telling me your mental health, it's affecting your mental health. And dare I say, it's affecting every other aspect of your life. You're trying to pursue having more children. That's another stressful situation. Okay, but wait, I wasn't done playing the clip. She's not done.
Friendships, good or bad, and I would like to think that I am changing somebody's life for the better, even with talking about fertility.
Yes.
Even I took, when I was here on this radio station, I was very open about my life, my daughter's life, my surrogacy journey. I changed lives, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's a blessing in the messing. And while I am not liked on that platform by a lot of those people, I'm loved by the people that really count, where it really matters. I'm a real person. I am playing real life while these girls are playing TV. And I'm okay with it.
Well, I might have to agree with her there. I will. That's one thing Shamea, I'm going to agree with you there. There are a lot of people playing TV and not giving real life.
Yeah, like they say, oh, Shamea, you got to play chess. I'm not playing that. I'm
hearing what you hear, but which.
All right. There's another clip that I want to play for you in regards to Shamea's interview. Please hold. All right.
The one's got.
Oh wait, before I play that, let me just play the shout to.
But are you all talking? Because I heard you had a lot to say.
Girl, I got a lot to say. Actually, a few weeks.
All right, we already played that clip. All right, let me go back here. So the fight. Remember, we were like, something happened in Scotland that we're not seeing, and it was interesting because in this new interview with V103. Shamea talks about someone trying to fight her. Who in this cast would try to fight her? So it's either Angela, Drew, or Portia. Word on the street was Portia.
The one's gotta go, Shamea. Here we go. Angela, Drew, K. Michelle, or Portia.
Why y'all gonna make me?
Kelly wrote these. I promise, not me.
But what happened to Kelly? Y'all didn't even say Kelly. That's my best friend.
Well,
don't leave my friend out.
We know that
I go because I know a lot of these girls need this shit. So I'ma just go.
You gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how you gonna say you gonna go?
I'ma just nominate myself to go. I'm gonna nominate myself to go.
That's the thing with Shamea. She wants to say that these women need to check, and yes, a lot of them do. But I don't know what's sadder: the fact that they want to work to make money because they need the money, or someone trying to pursue fame and it's not working. It's not giving a star. And you don't need the money, but you're doing it despite your mental health. I don't know what's cornier. I don't know what's sadder. I don't know what's more pitiful. I don't know. People working hard to make some money to put food on their table, or someone because they already got food on the table and they got the money, got the success, but it's driving me crazy that no one likes me, but I'm going to keep pursuing it because I want to be famous. Look, can y'all tell me which one is sadder? Which one is sadder? Can y'all in the chat, replay crew? And I know the same people going to be like, Kemba, you always hating on Shamea. No, it is not. I just want to understand because she has said herself that she is in therapy because of this group. Look. Natasha says, agreed. It's sad if you're chasing fame and you don't need the money. Because, people got to work. So I get, you know what? I'm going to go on the show and work. But if you don't need the money, and you're just doing it for fame and it's affecting your mental health. If it wasn't affecting your mental health, like, okay, you want the fame, fine. But you're able to take the jab. You're like Kelly, able to take the jab and keep it moving. All right. Jen says the latter is sadder. Butterfly Girl says, go Knicks. Yes. It also says KEMPIRE 11 on the back. Just saying. All right. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. I am trying to understand. Let me finish playing the clip.
Because I don't want to see nobody lose their job.
No, who needs
I ain't
to go?
gonna hate it like that.
Shamea, who needs to go? Angela, Drew, K. Michelle, or Portia?
I'm gonna have to just.
You can't say you're gonna go, and then a few minutes ago you just told me that you shouldn't leave the show.
Well, somebody on this cast actually tried to fight me.
What you mean?
Like, nuck if you buck.
No, physically?
Yeah.
For real?
So when you find that out, you'll know which one I think should go.
Hold on, who tried to fight you?
Well,
what they look like?
You'll hear about it, part 2 or 3 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
So she's saying that we're going to hear about it in the reunion about this physical fight.
Yeah.
What size they feet?
Little teaser for you. Okay. Tell me, you got a little tease from me.
Okay, so someone tried to physically fight. We're going to see it on the show. We're going to see it on the
reunion. If you buck me. And you will hear about it on the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. And you will know then which one that was and why they are now so mad.
I hope you're coming after them.
Well, no, because I don't fight. I like to turn up to Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob. Shout out to them. But I do not like to actually Nuck If You Buck.
Okay, yeah. We keep it classy.
Hold the law. I'm a call security on
every time. Shamea, what is next for you? And you know.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this.
Obviously, the question, we just had a conversation. You're not leaving the show. Like, you have no interest in leaving the show.
And remember, Jasmine Brand reported that the contracts were out, and there were rumors that she was leaving and that Nene was replacing her. And then Andy came out and said that, no, this is the group.
I want to keep my jobs. I would like to keep my jobs anyway.
Yeah.
Next, you're going to have my music. You're going to have my perfume and skincare line. And you're going to still get me, the real authentic Shamea. And if you love it, great. If you don't, I get it. I'm not for everybody. I'm a lot for a lot of people. I am corny to a lot of people.
Yes.
But guess what? I am not going to stop being me.
The ones.
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't stop being you, Shamea. Just get out of just deal with the criticism every time it comes and tell your fans that you're okay with the criticism because we're gonna keep criticizing. Who do you think she was fighting, y'all? Who do you think was trying to fight her? Part of me feels like it. Again, the rumor was it was her and Portia. Okay, again. The original report wasn't that they actually fought. It was that they almost fought and that Drew actually stopped it from happening. Drew don't need to be stopping nobody from fighting. She's accident prone, okay? I can't imagine Angela trying to fight her. But we'll have to wait and see because we have to keep in mind. You know what? I'll share my thoughts after. Guys, I want to hear your questions. We're going to do a little quick Q&A before we end today's mini Tuesday takeover. If you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Speaking of support, don't forget we are also supporting our friend Danielle's 5th annual Women's Hygiene Drive. We don't think about women that are unhoused and need these things for their monthlies. So scan the QR code or hit the link in our description so that you can help fulfill the Amazon list, all right, the wish list. Shout out to those of you that have already helped get a few things already from yesterday's live, but we want to make sure that we get everything so that we can support Danielle's 5th annual Women's Hygiene Drive. More information, again, scan the QR code or head on over to the description for more details. Okay. Also, today's brought to you by our friends over at DraftKings Casino.
Slot fans, the wait is over. Lightning Link is available online for the first time ever, and DraftKings Casino has it. DraftKings Casino is your home of a Lightning Link. New casino players can play $5 and get 1,000 spins, including 500 Lightning Link spins. That's 50 spins a day at varying values for your first 20 days. Strike now to claim your offer. Download the DraftKings casino app and sign up with code KEMPIRE. Then spin Lightning Link high stakes anywhere, anytime. The crown is yours in partnership with DraftKings Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia only. Void in Canada. Eligibility restrictions apply. Non-withdrawable spins issued as 50 spins per day for 20 days. Valid for select games only and expire each day after 24 hours. Spins values vary. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends August 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
And we're back. Shout out to all of our sponsors. I appreciate all of your patience and support of our sponsors because a lot of you have been taking advantage. I know I'm asking you guys to do a lot, but I'm also giving you access to a lot of really great companies and organizations and things that you can take advantage of. So I hope you guys will take advantage of some of those things. Don't forget, the Kempire After Dark live show returns to New York City September 25th. I know that seems far away, but the summer is flying by. And that will be our ode to summer. So go get your tickets today. Scan the QR code or head on over to the description or KempireAfterDarkLive.com/NYC. We're going to have a good old time. I don't even know because there's so much that's changing. So what's happening today may not be what we talk about come the end of September, but we will definitely talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right. And some other things that are down the pike, including Real Housewives of Potomac and what's going on over there. Speaking of Potomac, I see that they were on a Two Broke Girls podcast, with Regular Robin. And they seemingly decided not to talk about Stacey Rush. And I already told you, if you follow me on Patreon, that Stacey is going to have another rough season. And I know that's going to make the fans upset because they're like, we like Stacey. We don't like the bullying of Stacey. We can't stand how Giselle can be. Let's take a listen to what Giselle and Regular Robin had to say.
We had a premiere party. Yes. Was it a premiere party? Press party. We had some party. Anyway. Yeah. Somewhere in something, I said, I was asked, or we were all asked, who from your, any other ladies congratulate you, you guys? And I was like, no, right? Yeah, I think I saw an article that said that. Yeah. And so at the press party, Ashley was like, Giselle, I congratulated you. And I said, oh, because when I was on the carpet at this press party, somebody asked me and I said, oh, Ashley. Ashley, definitely congratulated me. I guess I forgot when I said nobody did. So I'm saying again, Ashley, my bad. I'm sorry. I love you. Ashley Darby did congratulate me. And I do want to say that at the party, I didn't know who was really coming from Potomac. I knew Ashley was coming, but Wendy and Karen popped up. Shout out to them. And
sidebar, the reality rundown is in the comment section. Shout out to our friends over at No Chasers TV. That's where we're getting the audio from. They said the audio of their podcast is so bad. Mind you, Recently Shady is an iHeart radio production along with Black Effect. And again, everyone has been podcasting and Zooming and doing all the things for a while now for their audio not to be on point. They literally have professional, well, I don't know if they're professional mics because the audio is bad, but I thought that was hilarious.
The first thing out their mouth was congratulations. we're so happy for you, blah, blah, blah. And that really touched me. I was like, oh, y'all love me, I think. Oh, so, yeah. So thanks, guys. I appreciate all the Potomac love. And Potomac was representing, by the way, at this party. Because out of all the franchises, I had the most representation. Yeah. So thank you, ladies. Love y'all.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So there was, 5 from Potomac?
It was me, Ash, Wendy, and Karen. Yeah.
But Stacey was there, too. Stacey was there, but you didn't see them together. And you saw Ashley also posted on Instagram. I think we talked about this the other day. Ashley posted on Instagram, OGs only or something like that. And she included Wendy in this picture. And we know Wendy's not an OG. No offense, Wendy, you're a veteran at this point, but you're not an OG. And Karen Huger was also in the picture as well. And it's just like, they really are just icing out Stacey. Here's the thing though. Stacey, I want to defend you. The problem with defending you is not that I've had my own experience with you and your shady behavior. And when I say shady, it's just like you move funny. So it wouldn't shock me that you move funny with this group, because I've heard you move funny with this group. You're not 100% authentic. But I think there is a segment of fans that can see through some of what, of who you are. But I think people struggle with their dislike for people like Giselle and Ashley. And they're like, I still can't rock with them. But I can call them out and also see you for who you really are, Stacey. But okay. But all right.
Yeah. Yes.
It was us.
Okay.
No, but I appreciate that. We had a premiere party.
So that's what they had to say, knowingly leaving Stacey out of the situation. As I said before, Stacey has a rough season again. It will be interesting to see how it's edited. They might downplay it because they don't want it to seem like Stacey's being bullied like last season or not. Who knows? I'm not that excited for this new season. However, on the red carpet, let me actually play the audio for you. On the red carpet, I don't remember where I spilled this tea, and I wish one of you could confirm, because I know I definitely said it. I don't know if it was on Club KEMPIRE. I don't know if it was on Patreon, but I definitely told you guys. It might have been on Club KEMPIRE. And Club KEMPIRE, I know you're like, where's our new episode? It's coming. Calm down. I had a lot going on. I moved. I got a colonoscopy. Oh, update. I was going to leave this for Patreon, but since we talked about it publicly here on YouTube when Dr. Frida was here on the channel, colonoscopy results came back. Wait for your doctor, y'all, because the results came in yesterday, and I was Googling, schmoogling what the results said, and I was like, am I okay? Look, am I okay? Spoke to my doctor. I don't need to go back for another colonoscopy for another 10 years. Can we all, look, where's the applause on this damn StreamYard? You got me StreamYarding over here. Where my applause? Here we go. Now we just got to get rid of the damn sty, and then we be good. All right? Boo to the sty. Anyway. But yes, so that was good news. That was definitely good news. And I can't believe I just remembered. We love to talk about good news. So what's your good news today? We usually start off our Tuesday takeover with some good news. So what's your good news? That's my good news. Colonoscopy results came back. All good. All good. All right? Don't need to go back for another one for another 10 years. Woo, child. Woo, child. Okay, so the next thing I got to do is set up my therapy appointment. Therapy is real. But again, therapy is a journey because it's like dating. You got to find the person that fits with you. And I've had some therapists, and I'm just like, Look, Jennifer Lala says, cheers to your bum. Okay, bum rum. Speaking of. All right. D says, I am done with RHOP. But I have to confirm, because I didn't forget, I have to confirm some tea. Because as I said before, I shared some tea either on Club KEMPIRE or on Patreon. Make sure you're following us on Patreon, though, because I'm sharing what I've shared on Club KEMPIRE eventually on Patreon. So I want to play this clip where Giselle confirms my tea about Karen Huger. So I'm just going to say it here now publicly to you guys. So I heard Karen Huger this season is not the normal Karen Huger because she's not drinking anymore. And apparently because she's not drinking, she's sleeping a lot. And look, we know Karen's a woman of a particular age, but I don't know, and I'm not a doctor, but it seems as if whatever she used to ingest gave her energy. And not this season. She's fallen asleep a couple of times this season. And Giselle confirmed it on the red carpet. If I can find the interview, I posted it on X. Let me see if I can find it, y'all. Because I want to share what Giselle said. Where is it? I know I had it here somewhere. I said, not Giselle confirming my tea. Where is it? I can't find it now. Of course I can't find it. She was on the red carpet for the Ultimate Girls Trip premiere, and she confirmed it. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it, y'all? I didn't delete it, right? Let me see. Oh, here it is. I was like, where is it? Here it is. Oh, the person deleted it. No wonder. I was like, where did it go? Well, Giselle confirmed on the red carpet to Entertainment Tonight that it was nice to have Karen back. She did fall asleep a few times. And I said, not Giselle confirming my tea. Not her confirming my tea. Come on now. Miss Pippin says, I've been watching the Nene clips since Sunday and cracking up. Wait, from the Ultimate Girls Trip? Or other clips? Just Nene clips from over the years? Maybe. All right. What else did I want to share with you guys before I go? I think that's it, y'all. But I appreciate you all being here. I hope you enjoyed this live. You're part of the replay crew. I know this is not our normal schedule, but I'm not on my normal schedule right now because I am still trying to get this apartment together and my health together. You know, I had a colonoscopy last week, but we have some good news. All clear for the next 10 years. Ooh, ooh. And look, my doctor, and I'll just say this and then I'll get out of here. My doctor gave me he prescribed the stool test, but when I went in, because, you know, I'm always at the doctor's office, not like a hypochondriac, but I'm in there. And he said, well, you know, people of color are prone to, you know, colon cancer. They have a higher risk for colon cancer. And I was like, well, let's do it then. I don't play about my health. I was like, let's just do it. I'd much rather know because ain't nobody else going to care about me besides me. So let's do it. And I know the prep can be annoying, but now I don't have to do it for another 10 years. We good. So I encourage all of you to do it. Okay. If that's what your doctor is suggesting. Okay. At least go to your doctor, right? At least go to your doctor. Guys, if I feel up to it tonight, I will go live on Patreon. Scan the QR code or head on over to patreon.com/thekempire. We can talk more hot topics and more stuff over there. I am planning maybe a movie night on Patreon. You, Me, and Tuscany. Or Devil Wears Prada 2. So join us on Patreon. Shout out to all of you that have become Patreon baddies. If you're watching the replay of this and you have become a Patreon baddie, let me know in the chat. If you haven't, but again, you can become a Patreon baddie for free. I am going to maybe I'll do a free live over there, maybe like around in maybe a couple of hours. I need to go eat. Can I go eat, please? And thank you. But please and thank you. I'll do a free live, and then tonight I'll go live again with the paid folks. Okay, all right. And to the person that said I don't do enough lives here I is. Second time this week. Okay, look, here I is. All right. Tammy says Patreon is lit. All right. And yes, Kate, remind the folks, everyone liked the video. All right. Taylor says Devil Wears Prada 2 was not good. Yes, it was. I saw it. I thought it was very good. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. I disagree. All right. Here go Ty. Ty, it was good. I enjoyed it. And, you know, I'm very critical. All right. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you all in the next one. I'm going to go meditate. You know, I meditate twice a day. So I'm going to go meditate off the good vibes that you guys have sent, my good colonoscopy report, and my new apartment. All right. It looks like it wants to rain, so I guess I'm not going for my walk this evening either. All right. RC, head on over to patreon.com/thekempire. There might be a link in the description too. Or scan the QR code. There. Scan it. Or screenshot it and scan it later. Okay. All right, y'all. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. See you all in the next one. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire, the king of pop culture. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire, head on over to thekempire.com.